Hello everyone, I'm your host Blacktuna and welcome back in another video. We finally get to talk once again about TemTem because after a long wait, the update 0.7 or the Cipanku update is finally out. Now honestly, I've been waiting for this for a long time and the announcement came a little bit unexpectedly last week when they said that the update would actually come out this week. And so it did, and the launch was actually pretty smooth, unlike previous updates when they had to iterate and patch again things in and out when the update launched. This time the launch was pretty smooth, I had no issues whatsoever, and I've been playing basically from the very first minute that the update launched. And yes, we finally get to see another island, the Cipanku island, beautiful, Asian inspired if you will, with high-tech elements, a new beautiful city based on 2 layers, which is something unusual that we have never seen in TemTem before. Now this, as they mentioned in their patch notes, is only the first part of the Cipanku update, and in fact they are going to release 2 new more content updates during this cycle to add some new features, some areas that are now closed, and much more. This is basically what they did with the Kizio update previously, when they also released the Icy Mountain and they also had some community requested features. So I guess they're going to add a bunch of stuff like that, maybe some other ways of making money, because again, I can't stress it enough, I really want to make more money in this game because I want to buy more outfits and to furnish my house. Now when I booted the game after the update, the first thing I noticed is that my whole squad that was basically max level in the Kiziwa update was level 65 now, and this is because they made some major adjustments around the leveling up experience to make it more welcoming to new players, and as a result of that, even retroactively, your previous TemTems will be at a higher level right now, which is good. I mean, I can't complain about 3 levels after all, and again, this makes the leveling up experience much easier for everyone. So now with the, I think, around 28 new collectible TemTems, you're going to have an easier time leveling them up. Now Cipanku is the digital TemTem domain, and I was surprised to see that actually, at least in the early areas, you don't really have a heavy presence of digital TemTems. Yes, of course, there are some, but there are also new TemTems of completely different elements, which is actually pretty fine. I always wanted more variety when featuring a new island, because for example during the Kisiwa update I remember that most of the TemTems shared the same element, and this time it's not like that. There's a little bit more variety and it's indeed much more appreciated. And as far as design goes, I don't know what to say, but the team behind TemTem always pushes its limits, and in fact these new TemTems, most of them have super cool and unique designs, and I really love what they did with them. Also the new skills, the battle animations, they are constantly pushing the envelope. And as I also mentioned in my previous TemTems videos, the TemTem team is really trying to give the final blow to the Pokemon franchise, because the Pokemon franchise has been neglecting the audience a little bit lately. You know, reusing assets, reusing animations, and I mean using assets and animations from generations prior. And this, again, I don't want to knock off Pokemon. I love the franchise, I love the game, so this comes from a place of love when I see that I wish Pokemon would give their games as much love as the people of TemTem are giving to their game. Because again, I'm always surprised to see these new, cool, impressive, impactful animations whenever I face a new TemTem or I learn a new ability. So yeah, on that side, there's really nothing to say. If you have played TemTem so far, you've played the previous updates, or even if you're a new player and you're just getting started, you can already see and feel the quality of the game, and rest assured that this update keeps on delivering and does things even better. Now the story content itself is actually not that long. It took me a little bit over a couple of hours, but I also did some secondary quests in the meantime, just a couple, not that many. But overall it actually felt a bit longer than the Kisiwa one. The only thing that I would like to say about the story content in the Cipanku update is that the story ends in the worst possible way. No spoilers, but you expect you're going to do something incredible. You're going to finally give the final blow to Clan Belsoto, but the update ends right there, and it's a bit painful. It's not a negative thing, it's just painful that you have to wait until the next update and then the next big update to see how the story continues. Although I have to say that this update was a little bit different from the previous one, because you know, if you played the game, you know that TemTem has this humorous way of telling a story. You know, everything is fun and games, even when you encounter people from the Belsoto clan. You know, the dialogues are a bit weird, they're joking around, and you know, they're meant to make you smile. This update, it's very much like that, but it also has some very actually serious moments that touch on events that unfortunately some people have experienced, the loss of a dear friend. Because if you've played the Kisiwa update, you know that Max is not with the main character anymore, with your character anymore, and in this update you're actually gonna have to face the grieving of your lost friend, and you're also gonna have to tell the big news, this sad news, to the person who took care of Max their whole life. And of course that story also branches off and pushes again the main story a little bit forward, because you also understand a little bit more the intricacies and the relationship with Max and Clan Belsoto. When did they get to know each other? How did Max get his own very first digital Temtem? So overall, without spoiling any more than I have to, the story is actually really solid, and I would say even better than the previous part in Kisiwa, because again, this is a little bit different thematically, but it doesn't lose what TemTems usually offers, which is fun, entertainment, stupid dialogues, and much more. But also adding this new very important part, which also, again, unfortunately some people had to deal with, and it's very nice to see a game tackle this, although it doesn't dive too deep in it, so fear not, if you're not into that kind of stuff, it doesn't go too deep into it. Now, this is not all the content that is available, because again, they've added new features, quality of life improvement, and the new main feature that they've added is lairs. Now, these are some sort of randomly generated dungeons that you can take part in with other people, and you must be with at least other 2 people, meaning that the minimum party size of these is 3. And I was really afraid of this, because I was afraid that my team of TemTems was not good enough. But the cool thing about this event, about this feature, is that you cannot carry your team or your items in the lair. So basically you're going to have to go and build your team as you go through the lair. So each party member will have a different path in this lair, but resources will be shared across all the team members. So you have to cooperate with your allies to gain more resources. And once you have enough of one of these resources called jewels, you will be able in the end of the lair to summon the very first mythical Tem. Now this is the analog of legendary Pokemons, of course, and you will be able to go one-on-one against this mythical Tem with your newly built team, and again alone. You won't be with your friends in this battle. Now you won't believe how happy I am that this doesn't allow you to use your own team, because I was really afraid that they would lock this mythical Temtem behind, you know, some min-maxing of stats, of TVs for your Temtems. Instead, no, they've actually been really smart to make this some sort of roguelite, if you will. When every time you do it, you have a different team and you have to play in a different way. So yeah, props to the team, because this is actually such a great idea. And finally, the last, I think, major feature that has been introduced is teleporters. Now, after you complete a secondary quest, you will be able to use teleporters and go pretty much everywhere, paying a small fee. I think it's 500 pansus. The thing is, you will have to go and unlock the teleporters yourself. So you are going to have to roam the map a little bit, unlock teleporters, and then you will be able to travel as much as you want, until you have money at least. It's a very cool feature, especially if you're a new player and you're afraid of all the backtracking that you have to do for secondary quests. Well, fear not. Unfortunately, the quest is in Cipanku, so you're going to have to reach the new island to unlock it, but it's better than nothing, and I'm actually really happy, because even while doing delivery quests for money daily, I sometimes don't want to go through the trouble of walking from point A to point B, so teleporters are gonna save me a lot of time. Although you know, considering the amount of money that delivery quests give you, teleporters are going to be a little bit of a punch in the eye, because in the end you're not gonna be able to make that much money if you teleport too often. I feel like I need to mention that one other thing that has been added as a community request is the feature of renaming your TemTems and give a different pronoun to your character. Now, to me personally, these were not important features, as I never ever rename my TemTems or my Pokemon for that reason, so I don't really care about it, but I'm happy that they listened to the community and they gave us the update that we wanted. Now, the one thing that I have to say about this update is that it kind of fucked up my team, because now they did change the stamina formula for all TemTems, and now I end up with less stamina than I did in the Kiziwa update, and I can't use the same combos that I was using before. So now unfortunately I will have to rebuild my team a little bit, I will have to revisit some of my combos and skills, and it's a little bit of a sad thing for me, but I understand that they did it for balancing issues. Well, I feel like I covered pretty much everything featured in this update, and as always I cannot do anything but recommend this game to any creature taming video game enjoyer. Especially if you're a fan of Pokemon and you felt like the last titles have been a little bit lackluster and they lacked in depth and care, I feel like TemTem is going to give you that one thing that you really want, which is quality. And this again is present when it comes to animations, when it comes to creatures, when it comes to storytelling, features, and so much more. Because let's remember that this is not the end of the game, there's one more island coming, hopefully soon enough, but also before that island comes there's going to be other 2 updates related to Cipanku, this update that we're talking about right now. So yeah, if you're looking for a feature-rich, beautiful to look at, an incredibly well-crafted creature taming video game, TemTem is the game for you, and I couldn't be happier with this update. Again, a little bit sad that they messed up my team composition with the stamina fix, but overall I think that this is the time for me to refresh my team and give it new life with the new creatures, because you know there's plenty of incredible creatures to go around this time. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please do click the like button, subscribe and leave a comment down below and let me know if you actually played the new update and what you thought of it. I really want to know what the community thinks and see if we can get the game to improve even further with the next updates. But as always, I will see you again in the next video.